my lemonade stand. I'm Dion, and today I want to talk about what it looks like to embrace our mistakes and learn from them. We hear about it all the time, but sometimes it's hard to put it into the daily context. So I'll start with first sharing an experience I had when I worked for a team where making a mistake was an indictment. And the experience on that team was that there were no big ideas. There was no risk taking. It was always safest to agree with whatever the boss said. And this really stifled our creativity. And there was not a lot of innovative ideas coming out of this team because you can't have innovation and creativity if you're not willing to allow people to make small mistakes. Embracing mistakes also doesn't look like mistakes where people are chronically doing the same thing over and over, because the operative word is learn. You learn, and then you shouldn't be repeating the same mistake again. And it's also not about sloppy work, where mistakes happen because we haven't done our due diligence or been thorough. What it looks like is things like maybe we're venturing into a new area that we're not familiar with, and sometimes we don't even know all of the questions that we need to ask. So we could get stumped because we don't ask all of the questions to get all the information that we need. It could also mean that circumstances change. So, a new competitor could all of a sudden show up, or I don't know, like there could be a pandemic that could overturn even the best laid plans. You see, we're humans and we can't learn everything that we need to know in a classroom, from a textbook, or from a TED Talk. Experience is a painful yet very effective teacher. So the lesson that I'm going to share with you today actually happened when I completely disregarded a principle that I knew to be true. So I've read enough books to know that you never fill a vacancy with just a warm body. You always wait for the right fit to come along. So fast forward to a situation where I had to start a new team and I had a number of people to hire within a relatively short period of time. So when I was getting down to the last couple of positions, one of the individuals in particular, they were a pretty good fit. They passed all of the HR checks that they went through, but there just felt like there was something a little bit off. So of course, what I did was threw out what I learned about the fact that you wait for the right fit rather than just filling a seat with a warm body, and I hired them. So a few months down the road, after several conversations with HR, corporate security, and our local police department, I'm now getting ready to let this individual go. So I show up this particular morning at my boss's office, ready to give him an update. And I was just so devastated. You can just see, I looked like my puppy ran away, I lost my best friend, and my ice cream cone fell on the ground. So when I get into his office, rather than being scolded for making such what I thought was a silly mistake, instead what he did is he shared with me some of his missteps that he had when he was a young manager and some of the mistakes he made around hiring new people, and he shared what he learned from it and things that he never does anymore. So for him, he told me, he goes, if you want to be in this game for a while, you have to be ready to make mistakes. And the critical piece is to learn from it and move on. He asked me to tell him what I learned from this particular experience, and then that was it. And this was such a transformational moment for me, and it really illustrated for me what it looks like to embrace mistakes, learn from them, and move on. And I've always used that principle moving forward whenever my team members made mistakes. Let's learn from it, let's talk about it, but then put it aside and we just move forward. So I hope that you as well will use this strategy with your team members to help them to learn from their mistakes, but then move on with things. So here at my lemonade stand, I share ideas like this on how we could be more authentic and effective leaders, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I post a new one every Thursday. My audiobook Thrive is now available on Audible, so please check it out. And finally, you can connect with me on my social media accounts. I look forward to seeing you here next time.